Okay, it's time to cut up the king of all vegetables in the kitchen, and that is the onion. Whether you're using the white onion, the yellow onion, the red onion, its cousin, the shallot from France, or whether you're using leeks or its baby cousin chive, all in the other onion family, this is truly what I believe to be the king of the kitchen. Now, it's versatile. And there's some basics in onions that you want to remember. The sulfonic acid inside, the aminosulfonic acid, will mix when it comes up with the water in your eyes, creating sulfuric acid, which is what makes you cry. To prevent that, we've chilled this onion, which slows down the process of it evaporating into your eyes and creating that crying sensation. Get a good grip on your knife, a good pinch grip on your knife. Get a solid hold on it. Again, remember the hold of the vegetable. And you see the butt part here, you want to cut through that and come straight through. Just that simple. Move that piece out of the way, or you may set it in some water. The water will draw off the cry juice that creates that. But right now what we have is we have this onion. We're going to do several chops. The first chop I'm going to show you is the first chop in which we cut off both ends. That's the head, and we cut off the tail. From this point, if you're doing shreds, you can come simply across just like this. And you notice how I'm getting very thin strips. Okay. So we have very beautiful thin strips that you can place. It's just simply another way of having it, maybe in an Italian salad, but it's a different cut. Now, also, if you're doing stews, you come and create a 1/4 inch wide cut on your onion, a 1/4 inch wide cut on your onion, and cut with the angle, and you come back across 1/4 inch, just like this. Coming down into it. And you will see that we have a very medium to large dice of onion, perfect for stews, setting up a bed in a roasting pan, always wonderful. We're going to go ahead, shake a little of the water and juice off of there. Okay, then what we're going to do is take this headpiece off. This time we're going to go for proper dicing. Now, dice can be small, medium, and large. You can also mince from this position, but it all starts with the first cut. You will notice the ribs going across this way. Your first cut will determine the ultimate size of that. So what you want to do is come across just like this, and notice the grip to hold everything in place, and I come across just like this. And using the tip of my knife, I come through the onion. Notice we keep everything together. I come through the onion, but not through this tail part. That's actually helping me keep everything together. We come on the across, simply take the knife here, same pinch cut. Make sure that you have control. You don't have to use the entire knife. You can come straight through. This beautifully sharp knife come through just like this. Bring it all back together. The pieces that are more assembled together, just move them out the way. There's no real have to here, other than when you come across, you may have to take that first cut and move everything else off. Once you do that, now we can create the uniform cuts that we need. From here, let me move this out of the way. The pieces that bother you, just simply move them. It's no use you want to make sure that as much as you can keep together, that's the part that you're working with. From this part, you want to go ahead. You can do a small, almost like when we chiffonade, you can see that we're getting the very small diced there. It's just the size above mincing, just the size above mincing. We're going to move this, make sure I have the grip, and then we're going to come down the small dice. I'm going to section it off so you can see it, so we can distinguish. all the things that we can do with the onion. Okay, so we have here small dice. We have a very, very small dice, which is just above mincing, because mincing is a little bit smaller than that. And then we have the larger dice, which we did earlier. So we're simply going to take the knife, come back through just like this, and cut the rest. This is good if you're making salsas or anything where that the onions have to be directly edible, and you don't want huge pieces of onion. This is the most versatile cut of onion that you can have. So we have here all the wonderful things you can do with your onions. The very, very small dice just above minced we have right here. And if you want to mince, we take a few pieces of the strips. We can go from strips to mince very easily. I want to and that's how you come across with the mince. You take a very, very thin, very, very small strip, and I want to make sure you get this, is you come across and you take your time and let the knife work the cut. Let the knife work the cut. Just like this. Okay? All right. There you go. And there you have it. The pieces that you can see, a very small, almost brunoise cut from a julienne strip, or a very thin strip, we should say. And then you have your small dice. You have your, I would say this would be almost a small medium, and then this is a large dice, and you have your strips, depending on what you're doing. And that is how versatile the onion is.